Bum, 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 bum. It's time to do the show. It's time to SketchCraft. It's time to SketchCraft. What's up, everybody? All right. So let me attempt Kyle one more time, and we'll see if we get the. Let's see if he answers. Let's see.
Yo.
Oh, hey, he's there. All right. What's up, Kyle?
There we go. Had to plug in my head.
There we go. Oh, what's up, Ash? What's up? Big stretch, big stretch. So I'm thinking I might just.
She here?
No, Ash.
Oh, Ash.
No, not Ash.
Oh, Ash. Okay.
No, she's off making art. So I'm thinking. I know why. But why? That's what I ask myself all the time. Why am I doing this? So I'm thinking I'll probably just make the background a digital painting because I'm way past a certain time here. You know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of irrelevant. It's just a bunch of space junk. You know, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Space junk. It's all get covered by characters anyway.
Mostly.
So I sent Ashley the link for that Dream on Silly Dreamer.
Oh, nice.
So.
That should depress her.
Yep.
It's seriously depressing. All those rooms in the movie are all empty with chairs. You know?
At first you're like, oh, this is so inspirational. Everyone's like, yeah, we're getting bonuses. We're doing good. Like, we're being respected.
Well, if you ever read the book, They Would Be Kings, the DreamWorks story, it follows how that went. It was that giant, price competition war between talent when DreamWorks was being formed. You know, between them and Disney. So there was this giant talent bidding war. You know, bidding war for talent. And what it has since devolved into is what they've been successfully sued over, right? That whole Ed Catmull and them agreed to limit pay, you know, because of that, essentially. I've pieced that together myself, just having read everything and seen what's gone on, you know, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's really too bad because it's not the animators' fault at all that these movies got terrible.
Yeah.
And they're all the ones that suffer for it.
Well, that's always true, though. How many times have you seen a movie where look, the visual effects are there, it's just the fucking movie sucks, you know?
Yeah.
All the people that worked on Valerian, you know, they did their, you know, all the artists, they showed up, you know, working for
did
peanuts.
Their jobs.
Yeah, working for nothing, you know. And their company had to take the lowest fucking contract to get the work, and then it wasn't successful, so no more work. Story of Hollywood, right, Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
What's new? 1 second. Yeah, if you want, I can start adding you to the podcast notes. If you can make it, great. If you can't, you know, if you're ever interested in what we talk about.
Yeah, I can definitely do the comic movie kind of pop culture one, not some gaming. I'll leave that up to the people who know any stuff about games.
No, I do that every other week, and I do it on a different day now. I have gaming specific people on for that. So, I'm the only one that knows everything.
Yes.
You know, and I don't take that as a compliment. I'm not propping myself up. I think it's sort of sad. Like, you know, there are people who know far less about this stuff making more money than me on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
It's not.
That's the way it goes.
I keep thinking maybe someday I'll find another me, you know? I'll get a cardboard box. I'll make a Calvinator, like a duplicator device. It's my
Yeah.
favorite Calvin and Hobbes, man, where you just get the cardboard box and makes a duplicator machine.
Alright, get my scanner all plugged in so I can scan some art I picked up at Palm Springs.
You gonna put it on the Comic Art fans?
I haven't signed up for that yet.
You should, though. I mean, all those things you were posting the other day, that's where that stuff should go.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like your first month is free for like the account that lets you upload high res stuff. And so every time I think about, oh, okay, I should upload everything now, I'm like, well, I've got something coming like next month. I'll just wait another month and then do it.
And don't put up high res. Put up normal res. I don't. My
Yeah,
shit's up
that's
there.
a solution.
You know, they can pay you if they want your fucking, you know. I think it should be subject to, like, I mean, if they want to run a quality site, it should just be like, show us your fucking gallery. We'll tell you if you can, you know what I mean? Oh shit, he's like, you're a regular collector, you know?
Hmm.
So, I don't know, man. Whatever.
Yeah, it's probably just me being stupid. Like, I should just do it.
I don't
Sign up
blame
and
you.
upload
Everyone
it
wants
all.
a fucking monthly fee, dude, for something, you know? And it's like at some point, it's the same reason why like I don't do. I was telling my wife, I was like, I don't do the fucking Patreon thing. I don't like having to mention to people every fucking second. Support me on Patreon. Like I always figure it's a bluff. You know, I've said this many times. Or what? You know, so,
Like, you're going to keep putting your content out there.
yeah. Like if I don't, I can't get any work. You know what I mean? Like, like
Yeah.
it only works if like I'm not really serious about this and I need your money to justify my efforts. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like, you know, it's like first order support our plans to build another mini Death Star, or else what? You're just gonna do it anyway. You know, no one knows. You know, but I was telling her maybe it would be fun to set up like the SketchCraft Power Club and put on a Patreon,
Hmm.
and where the whole point of it is you don't get anything. You know, because there's a way to do that without violating the rules. Where it's like, you know, basically, you get to the Power Club, and I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Who cares? You know, like there has to be, like it's just like, and I would never, you know, you get like some special little membership, and that's it. You know,
Well, I mean, there's one guy that I support on Patreon that everything he puts at whatever level I'm at, he puts out for free anyway on his social media. So, like, I could get this stuff for free.
hey man, I
He's a
spend
cool
$5 a
guy.
month supporting a guy on Patreon myself, so I can complain.
Yeah.
You can win because you don't do it. No, no, I support. I spend $5 every month. I support a podcast. I still don't believe. For me, it's just like the amount of money most people like at my level make. The average person, they're making like maybe $400 a month, dude. You
Hmm.
know, some of them that really focus on like porn art go up to like thousands of dollars a month. You know, which I'm not gonna do. So there you go. You know, but that's generally what they do.
It's just because you hate money.
I really do. It is just something about, but I make the same amount just doing commissions, you know.
Yeah.
There's something about constant handouts, like, and that's what it is. It's like support me, support me, support me. It's like I just don't. You don't want to market yourself, or I'm thinking long term. Like long term they'll support you, but I get it. I get why people do it. I just also understand why I don't. you know?
Yeah, I had one guy that I signed up for his Patreon. Like it was a brand new page he started and signed up for it. Like 6 or 7 months later, I was like looking through my Patreon account. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been paying this guy and he hasn't put anything out in like the 6 months or whatever.
Right.
Like 0 updates.
Yeah, 0 updates. I don't know what else, because whatever I do now, they're gonna want exclusive shit. I'm like, man, that's what the Digibook thing was for. Once I'm done with this PowerPoint, I can do another one. I'll have to put all the old content up. Well, it's already up. It took forever to upload. How many fucking gigs of shit that is, Kyle? Did you download all of it? Bet you didn't. You did? You got it? It's a lot of stuff.
PowerPoint stuff?
Yeah, you ever use that stuff, or did you just pay for it? It helped you.
I can check how much I've actually done, because I move it from one folder to another once I watch it. SketchCraft folder. So I watched 1 through 6, 9, and I'm not sure how many you did total. There we go. 1 through 6, 9, and the Apprentice wanted okay.
There's a couple that went up, but they were only up for a couple days because Mega canceled my account. So what I'll do for those people that missed them is about a month before I do Digibooks, I'll put them back up and make one more update and just let everyone download for a couple weeks, if they missed anything. And then I'll do the new Digibooks.
I'm pretty sure I got everything, because I was pretty on top of, as soon as you send out the update, I just go and download the stuff.
I know, but some people are like, I didn't get it, it's off. And I'm like, huh? And I looked, and that was when that Kim.com or whatever, like, he got arrested. So, yeah.
It's like, I don't exist anymore.
I know.
But yes, I watched all the videos, and then those, because the same ones you also did the PDF audio file where you would like kind of talk through the PDFs of them. So
yeah, I offered that, and then in high res and low res with.
Yeah, screw low res.
Hey man, some people just want the bare bones.
43 gigs. That's how big my SketchCraft folder is.
It's pretty good for the money, right? Right? Pretty good for the money.
Well, that includes a zip file, so I guess it's 20.
It's 20 gigs worth of shit. It's pretty good for the money.
Yeah.
So, did you get the PSDs or just the normal stuff?
I got everything.
You got everything, yeah.
So I got the portable, the PSD, and the Ultra. The Ultra Res Digibook.
With this cover, I really wish I could just draw shitty proportions like this. Just keep the proportions exactly. Just be like, you're getting this goofy thing. They'll never go for it, But it'd be great if I could just be like, this is how I draw now. They're going to be like, you're fired. Yay. Now you know how to get fired from a project.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, they'll be. I'm gonna have to be careful how much new stuff I put in the Digibooks this time, because I want to make certain I don't overdo the work.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what's up, Talon? So there's plenty of new stuff to do. It's just I have to figure out. I have to figure that out. I don't have it figured out yet. I know Brandon isn't going to look forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, each of those videos are, what, like hour and a half long? 2 hours?
Yeah,
Like
it's
that.
a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Times.
And you have to treat each one like it might be the only one they listen to. You know, so I don't want to double up information, but I'm not going to like also ignore. So what if I feel like we're covering territory we did, I'll kind of like get more succinct with it, you know, but I won't skip it. I'll just try to like get the smaller version of it, you know. So it's there, but you don't feel like you're wasting time listening to the same thing, even though a lot of this is the same thing over and over again. You know.
Yeah, it's like once you cover a process, it's just, all right, here's different lines I drew. When I put colors in different places, but it's the same concept.
Yeah, so I think, you know, like for this sort of stuff, like it's rather than be like, here's all the covers. Like, no, I'll pick one of something, you know, and I'll put together like maybe six new books, maybe 8, you know, 6 or 8, and then give myself room for like 4 stretch goals. And I think 12 books is pretty good, you know, between 8 and
Yeah.
12 total. I have to figure out what that number is, you know. So it depends on what they are, you know. But Lord knows there's going to be plenty. Oh shit, son. Here we go. Oof. Why can't they just pay me to turn this in?
Just turn in a blank one like, hey guys, I made you a sketch cover. You know, for conventions and stuff.
That's what it's kind of like my wife's company wants me to do this shirt, and I was having discussions about what I think we should go with that, you know, and oh no, they're doing another thing too. It's this convention. They wanted me to like contribute some art, you know, and they're like, we don't want to take up any time, it's just, you know, donation, like, you know, charity thing, and you know, it can be really simple, just like, you know, like a con sketch. I'm like, guys, I just do one thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real simple like con sketch, you know, like it's just going, if you want me to do a piece, I'll donate a piece, but there's no, like, that super simple con sketch is for people who have a fucking name, you know what I mean? Like Jim Lee can do a real simple con sketch because he's fucking Jim Lee. When it's Rob Dwayne, yes, you know what I mean? It's like that real simple con sketch is, oh, Rob draws like that. That's indicative of my entire capabilities as an artist. So when they see me go, oh, that's how he draws? No, that's just a real simple, oh, con. What's con? So, like, every time they see your art, when you're nobody, it's the first time they've seen your art. And it might be the last time they see their art. So there's no super simple version. You know, there's just a version. So if you want me to donate one piece, then I'll come up with something. But don't tell me super simple. There's nothing. I don't know such things.
You're like, have you seen my art?
It's not even that complicated. So I'm just not. I don't know, man. I'm not so talented as everything comes so easily for me. You know, like it's all effort. All of it takes more effort than it probably should. This is going to have to go through some major fucking changes. These are all wrong. This also is what happens when you have to turn in Ruffies too quickly. So I end up with Ruffies that are nowhere near the accuracy that they should be.
Do you have to submit this one for approval, or did you already do that? So it's
I
just
got
a
the
matter
okay to
of
move
drawing
forward
it
on
up.
the Ruffy, yeah. So it's a matter of drawing it.
Okay.
But I still have to like show them along the way, you know.
Yeah.
They're pretty good about that, you know. They're pretty good. And Hasbro's been pretty agreeable to just about everything, but they also need to be, you know, I can't just start, I mean, I can stylize proportions, but I gotta be very careful. I gotta keep it consistent with what I've already done, too. I can't be like, now on this cover, he looks like this. It doesn't work like that. Alright. So, before I start...
Yeah, I picked up that Invader Zim book at San Diego because Oni Press is doing like this limited edition hardcover thing, and they were doing an Invader Zim signing. So, like Johan or whatever was there, a couple of the artists, so got it signed by all of them.
Nice. You could be like, can you sign it to Donnie versus Raph? It's a pretty genius cartoon.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite of the bunch, which I was not expecting.
This is the stupidest thing I have ever seen. Best Shredder quote ever. Sugars. It's always tough when you're drawing like smaller characters. I don't mean smaller as in their physical size is smaller, is that we need to draw them smaller. They always just feel like a little too action figure to me. Action figure-y, you know? But they have to be smaller. Like I don't it's a bit of a catch-22, you know? Like I always feel like when they're a little bit bigger, they look more, I won't say realistic, but PG-13 proportioned would be a word, you know? And when they're a little smaller, they look more, you know, G.I. Joey. I don't know if that's the word, but
Well, we'll pretend that's a word.
they're gonna make it a little too cartoony. I'm like, they're fucking small. I don't know. Never know quite how to. You can muscle them up. That's what tons of artists tend to do, is like really muscle them up. But then you end up with these giant muscle dudes. And they're like, everyone's got super muscles. Like, because they're trying not to make them look like little kids.
I actually learned a lot from those digibooks, even though I don't necessarily like create like drawn art, but I learned a lot for just even doing my photo editing and stuff, and is because I never really knew how to use layers and layer mask kind of stuff before. So they were educational, even. No, it's not really what I do.
Good to know. Yeah, I mean, there'll be some more technical stuff, you know, especially when I get into like coloring. I think what I'll do is I'll probably do less, but then what I'll do is I'll make some supplemental stuff. You know what I mean? That's like kind of getting into very specifics. Like I might even be like, guys, you know, I'll allow like some art tips specific to the subject, you know, that you guys can suggest, and I'll make like a few videos just specific to that, you know, and then you guys will get them for like, you know, first, and then maybe later I'll put them up on the channel like 6 months later or something. You know what I mean? Like something kind of real specific, covering a bit of that info.
Right. Because I think initially I bought in at like the lower level that didn't include like the deluxe versions or anything, but then you added the commissions on. I was like, I want one. So
Yeah, well, I'll always have
included all the other bonus stuff.
I'll always have that. They just won't let the commissions drag out a year, Kyle. Kyle.
Don't worry, Rob. My next commission from you is probably your is a canvas giant scale piece.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
That won't
Like,
that won't be part of the Kickstarter.
still trying to figure out how I'm gonna ship that shit.
Hey, you said you wanted to do this.
I do. I just have no idea how I'm gonna ship it. I gotta figure that out.
How big are those things?
I was thinking like 16 by 20. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I bought a piece of art not too long ago that was a little bigger than that. It was 15 by like 30 or something. And dude just shipped it in a giant box like via ground.
Yeah,
but I think shipping was going to be like $50 for it or something. So just charge them a lot for shipping.
Just don't know.
Maybe I won't get one from you.
Maybe you won't, Kyle. Huh? Maybe you
were
won't.
just saying you wanted to do one. Yeah. You're just saying you wanted to do one, so that's why I was like, oh, I'll get one of those then.
I do. I just don't know how. I think it might be something that I can only bring to cons. Or go to like galleries or something.
Well, then I'll just pick one up from Vegas Con. Bring it with you. Leave it on display, and I'll pick it up the last day.
Yeah, there you go.
And that way, I won't be taking up your very limited commission slots on the Kickstarter.
So your year-long projects that eat up more time.
Well, now you know not to do 300 characters for me anymore.
Now I know.
Yeah. got everything scanned and photo merged.
Did you have to do them like in multiple
Done.
scans and stitch them all together and stuff?
Yeah, just my scanner is like, it's just a like 8.5 by 12 or something, or 9 by 12 size scanner. So I just scan them in chunks, and like 11 by 17 is usually three scans, so I get enough overlap for it to just do the automated photo merge. And this one I got it's like a 12 by 18 or something. And the scanner doesn't scan all the way to the edges very well, so 12 is a little too big, even though it does just a 9 by 12 size scanning area. So I had to scan that in quarters. And then the other one I got was, I don't know what size it is. Like 5.5 by 17 maybe. Looks about half size, an 11 by 17. It's kind of a skinny one. Let's see. Little 5.25 by 14. So that was just 2 scans. I'm using this super old ghetto scanner that I bought from Walmart on clearance in
Zip drives and
2000 and 2005 probably.
Saving them on jazz drives.
Yeah. This one
250 by
bought it
megabytes.
October 2005.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Making it work, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I set the the color profile to pretty flat, it captures color pretty well. And then I just have to add my own. Just have to fix the contrast on it to get the blacks back to black.
I honestly think I might, with how affordable they're getting, I might just switch to DSLR and get an easel. You know? Just take like a nice 40 megapixel, 60 megapixel fucking pic. And then sharp mask. So I can save the fucking desk space.
I feel like they're tough to light super evenly.
Not in the middle of the day, they're not. I have 4,500 looms in my room, bro. Like, you understand? I bought 4, like, 1,200 looms fucking bulbs, bro. Like, LED bulbs, you know? There's so much light in my room, it looks like a Spielberg abduction coming out my window.
I mean, is the light like really even though? It's not
During the day,
not
yeah,
like hot
it's enough.
spots or anything.
It can't be any worse than scanning it in and getting a giant fucking faded edge. And only now the color doesn't get blown out. You know, and I wouldn't have to stitch it all together.
Yeah.
I can fix any color in Photoshop. That's way easier than lining things up and masking things out. And, you know, especially when you start dealing with 16 by 20 pieces, there's going to be no way around that, you know?
Yeah. I guess I just find it really quick to just do a few scans and let the auto photo merge do it.
Yeah, I don't accept the results until it doesn't work, and then I have to go do my thing. I don't know. I just know that once I get to the bigger pieces, I'm going to have to. You know?
Yeah.
And at that point, I might as well always be doing it. So, because I also don't like how the way it's going for oversized scanners, you know?
I guess I don't really follow the world of scanners. Just like their pricing, or just the
Yeah,
space they take
sports,
up,
or yeah, everything. So
okay.
I might just have to switch over at some point. Once the camera comes down to like a couple $100, and it's already beating out a scanner, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, my scanner just lives in the box under my bed. Then I pull it out and scan my stuff, and it goes back in the box. Because I don't do enough scanning to dedicate that kind of space to a flatbed scanner.
Right.
Guess I should down-res some of these files. Really don't need to upload a 3500 by 5600 DPI picture. Might be a little
3600
overkill.
DPI. I like when people think more DPI means more resolution, you know. It's like, yeah, nah, diminishing point of return, bro. How much is that fucking printer gonna print? Well, they're putting it at 300, and
Yeah.
you scanned it at what, 3000? Doesn't mean, you know. You know, it's no. Like I told you, as long as you got 3000 by 4000 pixels, you're good to go for about anything you'll need, you know. And I mean, like, if you have to, like, blow the fucker up and do a giant poster, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I generally scan everything at 300 DPI, and then I photo merge them all, and I just save like a single layer TIFF file that I haven't messed with the contrast or made any adjustments to at full res, just so I have like a master I can always go back to, and then I create like just a 600 pixel wide version for the internet, because 600 is plenty for most everything. Not trying to show everyone all the detail.
Oh, man who claimed he was stabbed by anti-fascists for neo-Nazi haircut admits he lied. I knew that was bullshit. I'm like, a fucking high and tights fucking... I've got a military haircut, bro. You know? I keep a military haircut. There's a reason, man. I'm balding. You know what I mean? Like, you just keep it fucking short. Now they're like, oh, it's a fucking Nazi haircut. I'm like, I thought having no hair was a fucking Nazi hair. But Joe Rogan, you know what I mean? Every fucking MMA guy changed that fucking... You know? No, guys, being a Nazi is being a Nazi. You got a giant fucking swastika tattooed on your face like a Frank Miller villain? There you go. You know? They made this shit up. Did you see those giant river of floating ants in Houston?
No.
Yeah, they got floating fire ant colonies, man. Ooh. It looks like dirt, but it's
Yeah,
actually
Ben.
ants. They'll kill you.
Yeah, my best friend from high school is a Houston police department officer.
Hmm.
He's got some like pretty cool pictures he's been posting up.
I imagine he's not having a good time right now.
It's not too bad for him. He works a canine unit, and so he's been in less of the crazy stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's still pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it sucks. I don't think it's none of it's cool, man. You know. I mean, living in San Diego, I just watched year after year. You know, we had that firestorm, and then a year later, they're complaining over spending money on fire patrol and helicopters and shit. You know, we don't have the budget. You need to stop thinking past. You gotta start thinking past budgets for this stuff. You know, it's preservation. If the whole city catches on fire, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's sad. That city is so fucking
yeah, for
corrupt.
sure.
The San Diego City Hall, man, those guys gave themselves these lifetime pensions back in the early 2000s or whatever. Some crazy fucking pension scheme, dude. They got sued over, but they did it all legally, so there was nothing we could do. And the whole city was on that. I mean, and we're talking super liberal and super conservative alike voted for fucking super fucking retirement pensions for life. $1 million deals, bro. You know?
Hmm.
And they all got away with it. We had them all, man. You know? And I was like, just send them all to jail, fuckers.
Yeah, I love how anytime our representatives vote for like healthcare stuff, they're like, yeah, but this doesn't affect our healthcare package. We have our own
I
one
know.
just for us.
I know.
Wait, so if what you're doing is so great, why aren't you using what you're putting in place for us?
I just like, it's just some issue, dude, that, 20 years from now they'll look back and think we're fucking in the dark ages. They won't even know what we were arguing about. Just like when we look back and go, we can't believe people used to smoke for health, you know? Doctors used to recommend smoking? Yeah, they did. You know? But a lot of people just, man, that's why I don't talk about this shit, like on Twitter, and I don't talk about it during the streams and stuff, man. I mean, we're sitting here working on, it's buried in this fucking thing, but, it's like I don't get into it because people, man, their politics are religion to them, you know? It's not to me, I don't care. Like, I served under 2 administrations, the Clinton and the Bush administration in the Army, man, and I don't care. I care about soldiers losing their limbs over useless wars, you know? I care about that. I care about,
Yeah.
People who are unable to take care of themselves. We live in a pretty wealthy society, dude, but we haven't seen the benefits of it because, there's a lot of shenanigans going on. But people, if you even shine a light on one wrong thing, they go, but what about? But what about? I just, like, fuck it. Die. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even try to, like, push it. All right, well, then when you're dying and you need help, we'll see. Because my dad was all against every social platform there was until he lost everything. And then the VA covered him. And that's the only reason why he had coverage when he had a stroke. You know? And I'm like, he was against every platform until, and it's like, start thinking about what you really want to cover in this country. You know what I mean? Like, we're all going to face mortality. We're all going to face death. We're all got to face taxes. We all got to face paying rent. So we got to start thinking about what we really want around here, you know? Whatever you really want, that's what you got to make your reality, you know? But if you're going to toe a line, then you get what you pay for, you know? And I just don't care about changing one person's opinion. You know? Like, I don't care if you don't agree with me. You know, like, whatever. You know, don't. You know, I'll tell you what though, Kyle. When I'm wrong, man, I'll change my opinion. You know, I don't fucking. The life's too short to be like, that's my fucking philosophy, and I'm sticking to it.
That's why I just avoid being wrong, so I don't have to worry about changing my opinion.
Oh, my stepdad's great.
Yeah.
Like he's my I have a stepfather who's a bit of a genius. So he got Agent Orange. So check this out. This guy was in the army for the longest time, right? He was in Vietnam, gets sent to the jungle, right? Has to deal with all that. Stays in the reserves. Fell off the back of a truck. Had to get hip surgery. They fucked his hips up with shitty fucking VA surgery. To the point where I learned never get surgery from the VA if you don't have to. If you don't have to. So I stayed out of it. I never let them fuck with my back when I was in the army, like in surgery wise, you know, which is how I ended up getting out 6 months early because I got this back injury, but I never let them do surgery. Anyhow, so he goes to that. He gets the Gulf War syndrome shit because they give him they give him that cocked. People will say shots don't cause you anything. They do too because it's called it's called Gulf War syndrome, and it's kind of like Joker Smilex. It's not one shot that causes the problem. It's the cocktail, right? It's the mixture of all the fucking different things hitting your body at once, sending your body into some schizophrenic crack up. Like it doesn't work. So that's what happens to little kids probably. Like even Japan, they have inoculations in Japan, but you're just not allowed to give them all at once, and they have to do it over their childhood. Kind of like when I was a kid. Lord knows how they're doing it now. They're probably giving them a million fucking things at once. So he's got that. So he had Agent Orange, had to have his prostate removed. So he had Gulf War syndrome. First he had his hip fucked up, permanently disabled because of it. Then he got the Gulf War syndrome. Then he realized he got Agent Orange because that shit took fucking how long? Lost his prostate, still kicking, and he's still against. He's like, you know what I mean? Like he's still pro system, bro. And I'm like, at what point, man, are you gonna like, you know, like, and he just loves to tell me how it's all working. I'm like, whatever it is you believe, I'm doing the opposite. You know, I don't know. You just because it's religion to them. It's kind of like when someone says I only read DC comics or Marvel comics, and you're like, hey man, what about fucking Full Metal? That's not a comic book. That's a manga. I'm like, that's a what? You know, what I mean? It's not a comic book. I only read Marvel. Well, good luck with that. You know, it's a lot of other shit.
Yeah.
But I can't convince one fucking person of anything, man. So I don't bother. You know.
I guess I'm kind of that way. I mostly just read Dark Horse. I mean, I do read other books, but
Yeah, but you do. You will. No, Kyle, see, that's different. You may mostly read Dark Horse, but if I say, hey, check out fucking Zim, you'll pick it up, buy it. It's not a Dark Horse book. But there are people, man. I got a bunch of friends. They only buy video game systems for Madden. That's it. They only buy Madden. They only buy game systems for Madden, and they have for 20 plus fucking years. Like, and when I'm like, hey, man, did you fucking see this? Nope. Madden. I'm like, well, okay, I don't know. You know, are you really a game fan, or no? They're a football fan, and they're just buying the video game version of football. You know, so I can't get mad at them over that. It's like, okay, they're just not into it like I am. Like, so I'm moving on. But the I'm a gamer. Are you? Are you really? Like, are you a gamer? You know. But But you know, man, if you post one fucking opinion, you're never gonna hear the end of it. I used to believe in you. Can't believe you think like this. You know, I can no longer look at your art. You know, it's like, who is being drawn? It's for this cover for First Strike. I don't know his name. It's one of the characters in the book. It's cover art. Yeah. You're thinking differently than me. You don't think like I do. Hope you die. You know, shit like that. I'm like, all right, well then, whatever. I watched Capullo arguing with people on the internet over like the Floyd Mayweather fight. You know, I'm like, man. I mean, win or lose, like, why argue over that? Like, I don't. You know, I put money down because statistically it was in my favor to do so. You know, did the dude win? Nope. But oh well, you know, it's the way it works. Sometimes people win, sometimes they lose. I spent most of my career losing. So, as someone who loses on a regular basis, I get it. And they're like, hey man, you see you got lost. Like, yeah, I know. Huh? You fucking sucked. Alright, asshole who's never fucking competed in anything their entire fucking life. Do tell. Like, what are you gonna do? Get in a shouting match with those people?
Yeah, because that always convinces them.
You know, Kyle, I don't know why you work on shows that aren't Marvel and DC movies. Why don't you work on those? You know, that kind of shit.
Because I suck.
There you go, because you suck. That's what I tell people.
I can't get good jobs.
Yeah, that's what I tell them. I said, because I suck. I turned down those things because, you know, I could have worked on Star Wars, but I worked on this. But posting, you know, my beliefs on the internet, dude's pretty much tantamount to putting up a bumper sticker on my car. So what? You know, bumper stickers ain't never changed no one's opinion. You know, now if I was a celebrity with some weight, it'd be one thing, but you know. Hey, then again, how many celebrities do you ever go, I'm so glad that they think like me, you know? I don't know, man. It just sucks.
I was gonna say, like, every single celebrity was like, vote for Hillary, and look who won.
I know.
So that shows how some celebrities think they're important. But
hey man,
apparently, when it comes to making decisions,
I've been writing ninjas in on my ballot since 1996. Shit, you know, I go on the ballot, I write ninjas. That's what I write. You're like, you were throwing your vote away. I'm like, I voted for the shadow government, dude. You know, we're gonna win someday. You know, I believe in ninjas. That's who I believe in. Yeah, I'll vote for somebody, man, when they're against war, but not on the ballot is. They're always for blowing up people, getting fucking dudes that I know. I mean, I got a friend, man, that's done 10 tours, dude. You know, 10 tours, Kyle. Remember when we were kids, we watching fucking Vietnam movies? He'd be like, I did 2 tours in Nam. 10 tours, dude.
I'm like, what? They did 2 tours?
Yeah.
They went back?
10 tours, dude. I mean,
he's like Jeremy Renner and
way past that.
it's like can't not be in the war zone.
Yeah, he's like he got shipped to Alaska. He's like, thank God, you know, like I just need out of this fucking, just want out of this chicken shit outfit, you know. How long does it take to make a finished cover art page? Depends on the complexity of the cover, man. It depends on how fast I feel like moving. You know, it can take 20 hours, it can take 40 hours. Like the Game Informer cover took 60 to 80 hours, somewhere around there. That Star Wars one I did took 100 hours. That was no joke.
The Leia video game one?
Yeah, just because of all the reference and the specifics of drawing the fucking Star Wars logo more times than I can ever remember. And I've worked on Star Wars shirts. Never drawn the Star Wars logo that many fucking times. This right here is a little weird because I don't feel like doing it. So I'm not going to move fast. And I'm not feeling, you know. So normally I don't stream this part. How long? Yeah, that long. Yeah, well, I don't, like, how do I say this? Like, comic books used to take longer, and now they don't because they're putting in a third of the effort because they're getting paid fourth of what they used to make. Unless they make a lot of money, then they're putting in the effort. And I have to do everything. I'm not just drawing, I have to sep and color my own stuff. You know? Like I do color Ruffy, which I have to design. Then I have to draw it all, you know, ink it, and color my own art. So that long. In normal comic book land, you normally got a team, but I do the work of 4 people. So it's pretty normal, actually. It's just I'm doing it all, which is not normal. But it's the only way I can guarantee I get the result I want. I spent years trying to convince colorists to produce at the level I was hoping for, and it just meant I made enemies out of like everyone I ever worked with. I got tired of doing that. Rob's a dick. Like I'm like, all right, man, I'll just color it myself, so I don't have to. I don't want to make enemies. That's what you have to look for. Probably, well, if you do everything yourself, yeah. Or just pencil and find an inker. I don't know, man. You know? Normally, at the very least, especially in like the lower end books, you'll have to ink your own work. That's pretty normal. Coloring is not as normal. And most artists aren't colorists. I wouldn't, go that route if you don't have to. But I would pick up another talent. If you're not the greatest inker, learn to ink wash or do something special. You know? Plus, it all depends too on like if you're familiar with the characters. And I just don't know these characters enough to be familiar with anything. So the more you get used to the characters, the more it speeds up. But when it's like a new character every fucking time you do it, then it just slows down. Yeah, no problem. Hey, Jerry, man, that's what I'm here for. I'm all good. I answer the questions. Sometimes I answer them too much. I won't shut up. And I just keep talking. Sometimes I type while I draw. That's me writing while I draw. Right, Kyle? Wish I could do that.
Yes.
I'm working on being able to do that. Where I write, I'll talk. And I got my dragon, naturally speaking, capturing my voice. But it gave me a headache. Tried it, gave me a headache. Had to stop.
I'm really bad at multitasking. Like, if I try to do 2 things at the same time, I super focus on one of them and do a bad job at the other.
I'm also really bad at typing, so when I type things, it's horrible.
Hmm.
Sometimes this stuff gives me a headache, Kyle. Yeah.
I feel your pain.
You know? You're like, why can't I just draw one thing? You know? Why can't it just be like fucking team books? You know? Team books. Kill for just one fucking thing! It's just one dude on a cup. I mean, it's just a cup. God damn it. I mean, when you really think about it, man, it's like, how much space is on this fucking thing? It's like, how much? Next podcast, man. We're going to do on the 12th. Because it falls on the 11th. And I'm like, I don't do podcasts on September 11th. But I'm going to go over that Spawn Vault book, you know? It's like you look at it and you're just like, you know, it's like nice to see it at resolution because you're like, that wasn't as detailed as I thought it was. I mean, it's still detailed. It's just not what you think it is, you know? And it's good. I just wish I could have seen it 20 years ago so I wouldn't have fucking tried so hard. You know? I would have focused on other things. So I'm glad there's
Such
finally...
as?
Like how to use negative space properly and how to ink over certain shapes and not connect certain things. But at this point in my life, like, it's just how I draw, you know? I can't, it's hard to undo certain things at this point. So, I'm not going to complain, but definitely took the long road on certain shit. Then again, you know, it's not like that book makes a good case for how to draw Transformers books, you know? It's not, it's a whole nother skill set. You don't see Todd sitting around drawing, you know? The best was when Jay Lee did that G.I. Joe Transformers crossover and all of his shit was in silhouette. I was like, genius. Who let him do that? Can I get up with that fucking plan? Like, I mean, Kyle, it would just be like, imagine there's like Optimus Prime, right? Like I got this right here is Optimus Prime, right? I mean, this whole fucking Optimus Prime would be outlined, and then almost 90% of it would all just be like silhouette, you know? Just like a little bit of an eye coming out. Like, you know, just, you're like, man, that's smart. But they won't let me do that. That's for damn certain. You're like, you need to actually draw stuff. You've never worked in the private sector. Expect results. They're like, well, you know, the way you draw, you'll never make a monthly book. I'm like, neither did they. And the ones that did had like one character. They always miss deadlines. I know why. It's hard. God damn it. Let me figure out how I want to do this. See, like penciling books was possible until I got the carpal tunnel. That's another problem I ran into. I can't just do pencils anymore. I really don't have a choice. So. What the? This is really gonna annoy me if it reset my fucking... Let's take a look. Wake Did it reset my stuff again? 'Cause I saved it. It did. That's not good. This is a vague question, but what is my thought process when I am roughing in the drawing? Just construction. Trying to construct the shape. You know, get the body like actually working proportionally with how it needs to look. And then layering the items that go on top so that they fit over the body. And then I'm trying to like balance that between, you know, what kind of shapes I'm using, if I'm being consistent across. If I've given enough weight, if I've made the hands too big or the fingers too thick here or there, how do I want to do that? Like right here, probably needs to rotate that so he's looking more like that. And the initial Ruffies should have been further along than the one I turned in, but the one I turned in was, they kept wanting changes to the color scheme, so I just kept blocking in weird shit until it was done. Until it was done. I was like, good enough. And sometimes, like, when I rotate that, it's off, but I can just fix it. I can come back here and he's gonna need another pass anyhow. And I'd probably need to scale that hand down a little much. And then if certain things end up a little smaller, I can always just kind of enlarge a little bit. And then I can push that foot, make it a little smaller. So I still want it to be a little bit bigger in the front, but I don't want to go too far. So I'm just trying to control proportions, even if they're exaggerated proportions, so I don't go too far. Where is that line? Where is too far, you ask? Well, you'll know when people stop paying you to... They're like, we're not paying for that. You'll know that was too far. It's hard to say where it is because it's different for everyone, right? Like Scotty Young can do some pretty...
too far, man.
Yeah, Scotty Young can do some pretty crazy proportions. If I do those proportions, I'm not going to get paid. You know? Like... So... Likewise, if I, you know, if I probably made this too realistic, they'd be like, what happened, Rob? We liked your fun, cartoony style. So they tend to come to you for a reason, you know? You would hope.
Keep on hoping, man.
It's tough doing these proportions digitally. It takes practice. I mean, I've been doing it now for fuck, it's going on 10 years, Kyle. And I still don't feel like I got a great grasp on it, you know? I have a process, which I didn't have 10 years ago. So, we've made progress. You know? Yeah, that needs to be brought up. And pushed into. And then does it look right? Even if it was 100% correct, if it looks wrong, then it's wrong.
Yeah.
You ever do that, Kyle? You ever take a photo of someone walking, trace over it, and it doesn't look right, even though it's 100% right? They call that the uncanny
I
valley.
have never
Yeah.
drawn anything that's 100% right.
Well, if you trace
All
over
my
people,
stuff just looks wrong because it is wrong.
Well, thank you.
Even my tracing skills are suspect.
But you've seen like movies where they animate over people, you know? Looks off. Can look off. So there's that. This is why people digitally paint so much, right? Because when they get to this part, they can just paint blobs and render shapes and not have to worry about it. Makes a lot of sense. So all these blobs are just containers for the final shapes I'll add over. So it's not like I'm trying to draw the perfect shape every time. I'm trying to just give myself containers for putting in the final shape. Sometimes I'm not even thinking. You do get to that point where you don't have to think about it. You're just like, oh, I'm just sitting here putting in my time. It's going to be a lot of time. How many Game of Thrones podcasts can I listen to before I get fed up? That's why I hate those YouTube videos where they talk about a subject for 3 minutes. I'm like, that's not going to do it for me. I need something more.
Speaking of things we hate, I am not a fan of trailers for movies before the trailer starts, where they do like 10-second recaps of what the trailer's going to be.
Here's the thing. Not only am I not a fan of it, I don't understand who they're for. Okay, let me elaborate, right? So before a trailer starts on the internet these days, there's this preview for the trailer that plays. It's like 10 Spider-Man trailer, Homecoming. And then the trailer starts.
Yeah.
It's all footage that you're gonna see 3 seconds from now.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't understand is those versions of the trailers don't play in the movie theater. They seem to only play online when you've deliberately clicked a button to watch the trailer. So you know what you're getting into. But in the movie theater, it might make a sense if, like, during the previews, people don't pay attention. So they throw that up to gain your attention. And then when you look up, then it starts. I would kind of get that. It's annoying, but I would get the mentality behind it. But when you go to the theater, they don't do that. They just play the trailer. But online, they play that preview for the trailer, which I fucking hate.
Yeah.
I need a preview for some shit I'm gonna watch 10 seconds from now. Best part is when they do it for teaser trailers. Like, there isn't enough footage for this. I'm hoping it gets to the point where they start to do those teaser trailers and they put major spoilers from the movie that aren't in the normal trailer but in the teaser thing. So you get 10 seconds of like the ending to a movie. It's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure what the purpose of those 10 seconds are, because I doubt that's gonna make anyone change their mind. Like, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't want to watch this trailer, or I wasn't gonna watch this trailer, but now I am.
Right.
I
But
feel
you
like it's
clicked on the
too
link.
brief to make any sort of assessment.
But you clicked on the link, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know what you're in for.
Yeah.
At a movie theater, because you know when you're at the movie
purposely
theater.
went there to see it.
Because you know at a movie theater, people talk during the fucking trailers and they're looking at their phone. And if something plays during the trailer, they might look up at it. Because you know we got 20-minute wait between the time the fucking movie trailers start and the movie starts, right? And whatever time your movie starts, you know, if it's a regular night in a regular theater, you got at least 15, 20 minutes past that time for the movie to actually get kicking. And so I wouldn't approve of it, but I would understand the thought that, hey, we're putting all this fucking money into a trailer. We'll get like a wake you up with some beat so you know what you're going to be sitting through, so you pay a little bit of attention to it. I kind of get that. Only they don't play that in the fucking theater. It's just so dumb. So dumb. You live out there. Can I blame you?
Sure.
Your brother works at a theater. Can't he complain? Does he have any thought on that? Like, that you can share without getting him in trouble?
I haven't asked him about it.
You should see what he thinks about that. Like, what's the point? Have they talked to him? Because they don't tell movie theater people shit, right? But maybe does he ever go to those theater things like that owners go to?
Oh, he might work some of those like things, but he doesn't go attend them.
Okay.
Yeah, because just he's a projectionist, so he doesn't have any say in what movies they do and don't get.
Right. I was uncertain of how seriously does he take it, you know? It's like, I get paid, and I go home.
Yeah.
Which I can respect. You know, not gonna knock the theory behind it.
Computer's being super annoying. It's weird. Like it's working fine, and all of a sudden everything gets like super choppy and slow. And like I have a monitor that like monitors my processor usage.
It's probably
like,
your hard drive.
None of that's maxed out. My RAM's not maxed out.
Hard drive. Is it solid state?
Yeah, I'm on solid state. Like one of the fast Samsung drives.
Eva Pro.
I think it's the Evo 940, 930. I forget which one.
Do you have all the updates? I'm going to give you the useless technical knowledge, Microsoft. Have you updated? Perhaps that's why you're moving slow? So you're telling me you slow down my computer when I don't put the updates on? Because I have a theory about that. You ever notice how your drivers will just stop working and, oh wow, look, they just put up a fucking video driver update. What are the odds of that? You know? Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it does it on occasion. I have no idea what the problem is. And everything's back to normal now.
No, you know, it's the way it is. Some things will never change.
Yeah, I mean, I needed to get a new computer anyway. I think I built this thing in 2010. So it's
Game
7
fan.
years old.
Game fan. That's what my video rig is. 2010. Game fan special.
Yeah, like all I've done to it in that time is my video card died earlier this year. So I had to put a new video card in it. And then I swapped out my RAID hard drives for larger RAID hard drives. And I've also swapped out the solid state like boot drive for larger ones a couple years back.
They'll kill me if I do that. I won't do that.
If you do what?
I was going to give him like a lightsaber, and I'm like, oh, I'll get killed on that one. I just know. I can sense it, you know? Trying to give him something that's unexpected. Which means it's not in the comic, which I like. Because there's something I missed. I'm going to have to rotate his hand if I do, though. I might change that.
My buddy that's in Houston posted an infographic of like how much water the Hurricane Harvey has dumped so far. Like Katrina was 6.5 trillion gallons, and Harvey is somewhere between 14 and 15 trillion gallons, with another 5 trillion forecast.
Holy
It's
shit.
so insane.
Yeah. Sorry, you cut out?
When?
Huh?
I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out. No one heard what you said.
I was talking about Hurricane Katrina in relation to
Yeah, that I heard. The gallons.
the current hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I said.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you said something else, but it kind of cut.
Oh, nope.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Do we still not have someone running FEMA? Last I checked, I thought they never filled that position. That'll be great.
Probably not.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. No one will care. I mean, it is what it is. It's just like, could you imagine, like, during the Super Bowl, like, pizza delivery waits were 6 hours because, they didn't have drivers. Never hear the end of it. What time is it? It's 12:30. Well, I gotta try to get to sleep.
It's only 11:30, Rob.
I know, but I'm trying to get to like normal, somewhat of a normal schedule. Because my wife needs me.
It's a good goal.
Well, my wife needs me to be available to do house shit. And if I'm not up at normal hours, it's like, we missed an opportunity because you were okay. All right. I think I got you. It's all my fault. So let's see. I gotta finish Ruffy lines tomorrow. I gotta also make that somewhat fucking presentable. I gotta go to the post office too in the morning, so that's never fun. I mean, normally I just drop shit off, but this time it's a personal letter, and I don't know. Sometimes I like the handwritten thing on the envelope. Can't just print out my fucking stamps.com and tape it. I'm like, fuck it. I don't give a shit. It needs to be nice. I'm like, I don't want to stand in line. Just stand in line. I don't want to stand in line. Hate. There's something about being held captive at the register I can't take, Kyle.
Yeah, I like to just do everything on my own, and I just leave it on the counter or in a Dropbox or something. Like, I don't want to deal with people.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to pick this up in the morning and continue to block in a gazillion fucking things so we can get on with life. And hopefully, before I finish, they fire me so I don't have to do this anymore and I can move on with life. But I don't think that's going to happen. So, you know.
Well, maybe we all have to have goals in life.
I tried, Cal. I tried. I tried to get fired. But
You are trying.
I'm dragging this out. Like, maybe they'll let me out of this one. Maybe it's because they already put the spot for the letters, and if I don't turn it in, then they have to shuffle everyone around. It's a giant clusterfuck. I don't know. So, whatever. But we got 3 more characters to block in, and then I can get back to rendering the shit out of these fucking details. So, how long did I was 2 hours? Fuck. It's just gonna go by slow. On the upside, the Transformers get drawn a little easier on the board. Because they're bigger shapes I can finish, but the characters... I need to think up some clever stuff to put around. I could put these little grenades floating around them just because I thought it'd be fun. I might want to blow them up a little bit bigger. Because they won't be seen if they're too small. That's not realistic. I know. I know. I know. You're in it for the wrong things. If you're here for that, you're in the wrong house, Doug. We need to... work on a little of foreshortening. Bear, bear. Bear, 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 bear. Tried to talk to my buddy on the phone today when I was working, and he's got a kid with him. And yeah, I just had it, and the kid is extremely loud. It's like, how do you drawing with that? He's like, what? He's just being funny. I'm like, oh, fucking genetics, you know? Because I knew if that wasn't his own kid, he'd be hearing what I'm hearing. Maybe it just happens. Like, the DNA like takes over and goes, nope, you're gonna love this. You know?
Yeah.
God damn genes, you know? I can't blame him. He's like, well, you're the godparent. I'm like, don't will him to me. That's your fucking problem. Like, I'm there to let the kid know why his dad never got a high school diploma. And I will be there to inform him. Because your father was lazy. I tried to send him back to school once to go get a diploma, and he joined an art class. And then was like, I'm the best artist in class. I'm like, that isn't what you're there for. Those people are taking an elective, dumbass. They're not there to prove to be... They're trying to not do work. I don't think you get the point. So I'll block in Lady Scarlet next, and the other two, and then we're gonna have to push and pull these around to get the right amount of coverage before I do a next pass on them, so that there's enough being done. Down here I want atmospherics. I want all that to be atmospheric. Hopefully I can still create a sense of depth even with the characters being centrally located. But that's going to have to be done in the rendering, the color. I don't know how. Oh, that's great. I merged all that stroke and after I changed it. Wonderful. Good job, Rob. Doesn't really matter. But I definitely need to think of some clever things I can do. Like what if will it ruin it to add guns coming off? Yes, it won't work. No, I'm gonna not add more characters. I would prefer
More
this.
characters.
I know. I'd prefer them to be bigger, so they just get a little more impact. But I'll have to work on that once they're on the board, because I don't want to lose the background.
Just give them a bunch of plushies.
Hasbro doesn't get that.
Which is weird, because you'd think they'd be like, oh, hey, we make toys? Plushies are toys?
I may want to go back to my initial idea. Or I could...
What was your initial idea?
Oh, I had more of a foreshortened arm. And I kind of got rid of it. Gave him this gun, but then... I wonder if should go back to my idea. Or change it and angle this more up. This is where playing with shapes can quickly help you compose, because I don't have to sit there and draw it. I can just kind of block in the silhouette and go, what does that look like? You know, so for like making changes or concepting just quickly, you can get a really good sense of. But yeah, it's gonna fit weird.
Do you ever solve any of your issues like in your sleep?
No, I don't allow myself to think about drawing when I go to sleep. Because it doesn't work that way for me.
I've had things before where like I don't know how I'm gonna like do this, like either like shot wise or like lighting wise or something. I'll go to sleep and then I'll have a dream where I figure it out, and I wake up and I'm like, oh, that's totally how I need to do it.
No, not me.
Well, I like solving problems in my sleep. I don't, however, like to dream that I'm working, because then I just wake up and I'm like, ugh, I just put in a full day of work while I was asleep.
Yeah. I just go to sleep and wake up. If I dream, it's usually me stuck back in the army or back in college. Two things I don't want to fucking... So, I don't really have a lot of... When it comes to art, I can really only solve art on the board. I can think about concepts, like maybe when I'm taking a shower or walking or something, but for the most part, I can only solve art problems here, you know. I can stop and go, what should I do? Yeah, I just feel like that needs more of a rotation. Hmm. Now, if you don't get enough sleep, then you're not going to solve your problems. Your brain won't be there. That's another problem. That's something else entirely.
Yeah, I'm definitely not one of those people that does well with insufficient sleep. And unfortunately for me, like 8.5 hours is like the amount of sleep I need. I wish I was
Okay.
one of those
All right,
people who
well,
could do 6.
yeah, no, I mostly get 6. That's when we get into like the 4-hour territory, things get difficult.
No, I'm jealous. I wish I could do 6 hours. 6 hours would be good.
It goes to an
My
extreme
brother's
though.
like that.
Well, after like, a big project, I'll take one day and sleep
Mhm.
like 12. You know what I mean? So it catches up eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll just fucking sleep all day and then I'm good for another month, What I don't do is work stressed out. Like, stress is
Mhm.
really the bigger killer. They go, who's like asleep? I'm like, no, it's stress. Like, if I'm over here, God, I just gotta fucking make this work, I'll stop and go to bed. Like, I'm not doing that. You know? I may not enjoy doing it, but I'm not stressed out. Like, stress is a whole nother thing. You know? Like, that'll lead to serious problems. If I bitch about something, it's because I'm letting it out versus holding it in. I think that's worse.
I'm pretty lucky. I generally don't get stressed. Like I might get annoyed and I might snap at people, but I really don't get stressed for the most part. I also don't get headaches.
I don't get them from like stress. I get them from wearing my fucking glasses too long.
Hmm.
Or when I write. Right when I start to get a headache is when I stop. It happens between the 1 hour and 2 hour mark. So that's how I work. It's like, luckily I mostly write in an outline form, and convert the outline to prose. So it's conducive to working like that. Because you're not sitting there poring over like he said, she said. You just write a line of dialogue, delete the bullet, space. There, they said that. Done. All right, so Because she's going to have 2 weapons, so I'm going to give him 2 weapons. Guns instead of... She'll have the knife and the crossbow, and I'll give him the guns and grenades. Guns and grenades. All right, everybody. That's going to do it. Kyle, you want to pimp your site? You got links are below. If there's anything you want to...
Yeah, got stuff below.
Yeah, all the info is in the
Good timing.
box.
My laptop is at 5% battery.
All the info is in the box. Also, really quickly, folks, if you look on the YouTube channel... Let me go to my YouTube. There's a speed drawing for the first cover already up. It's a nice 10-minute long speed drawing, and I'll do more of a 45-minute one with some audio commentary tomorrow night. So if you want to see the first one sped up, you can see that there. That's up. And we got real-time vids going up of the first cover already. So we got some coloring and some drawing already up. And we'll have more moving forward. So they'll all be up by the end of the week. So that's up. Enjoy. All right, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Say goodbye, Kyle.
Later, everybody.
Later.
Later, Rob.
Later.